Hi Taurus, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot. Welcome to your love reading for mid-November till right around the end of the year. This reading is specifically for love and relationship situations. So if you're single, not dating anybody, this may not resonate for you. As well, if you're here in regards to a specific love reading, and this one is not resonating for you, I do suggest that you look into your moon and Venus sign placement. If you don't know that, then don't worry about it. But if you do, and this doesn't make sense, it might be a good idea to check those other placements as well. Now, I told you guys in the monthly that around mid-November, things start to change. Even if we weren't expecting it, maybe in ways we weren't expecting. However, all that Saturn energy, you know, as we step away from the Saturn square Mars, Mars starts to move direct. Almost all of the planets are moving direct now. Neptune will go direct at the end of the month. And we also have some Uranus stuff going on this month which really shakes things up. The new moon in Scorpio, which is kind of opposing Uranus in the sky. We were just coming off of the full moon in your sign at the end of last month. I believe it was on Halloween. So there's a lot of intense stuff. And of course, it's Scorpio season. And I like to explain Scorpio season a lot in terms of the weather. If you're from the northern hemisphere, you know, you can look at Scorpio and you can look at the season that it's in and kind of really understand what that Scorpio energy is about, you know. If you look at all of us dealing with yard work, you know, I was out a couple days ago doing my leaves, and it's kind of like a thankless task. There's so many. And we find ourselves kind of doing cleanup this time of year, and it may not be pleasant. It's kind of that stuff like getting to the bottom of wet, moldy leaves, cleaning things out so that we can close things out, prepare for winter. And that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this reading. Now, I have to tell you guys, I sat on these cards for a little while. They're somewhat confusing. What happens in these readings is I pull two separate lines, one for you and one for the person that you're dealing with. Now, it's important to know that these energies can be vice versa, or, you know, I might be reading to a cross-watcher who's here, and you might find that the energies can easily be swapped. So please see it the way that you understand it. And if it doesn't resonate, leave it for somebody else and check another sign. I certainly don't want to force situations or plant seeds that aren't meant to be planted. But let's get into these cards. Now, your reading came out a little differently, and I kind of went with the flow here. So we have certain blocks of themes and time going on. Taurus, I feel like this top line is a little bit more in regards to your person. And they're coming out as the Three of Wands and the Empress. And this is a lot of fire, a lot of desire. Three of Wands is something that you're waiting for, meaning that you probably, or they probably feel as though they've found the one. Romance angel card that came out. This could be the one. So they might be in the waiting mode, kind of trying to make this official in some way, slap a label on it. Empress card is somebody whose ideas are towards growth and expansion. This person might be considering wanting to start a family. Maybe one has already been started. Maybe quite literally somebody is waiting to give birth or trying to get pregnant in this situation. If not, this is just a lot of deep desire for love. Very Venusian themes. Now, your energy coming out underneath seems to be quite the opposite. Because underneath the Three of Wands, you get the Tower, And underneath the Empress is the Explorer of Pentacles. And your card is separation. Time apart from your partner could be on the horizon, which I see clearly with this Tower. Now, the Tower card coming out, interestingly, just underneath the Three of Wands, the wanting, this is the one kind of energy. The Tower card tells me that this could be somewhat intense. This could be an intense situation. Certainly, if you recently found out that you are having a child, you know, that's something that really rocks your foundation. Now, the reason why I feel, Taurus, that this is you is because this Explorer of Pentacles here. And for some reason, I feel as though there is a resistance to change, a resistance to what this person actually is desiring. Maybe you are kind of resisting the label, resisting the commitment in some way. An Explorer of Pentacles is kind of an energy of wanting to go out and explore. Maybe there's an element that doesn't want to settle down, and it could be in regards, honestly, to a financial situation. It could be in regards to your financial stability. You could feel like you just aren't ready. Maybe you're not ready financially. Maybe you don't have things in order. It could also be in terms to moving locations, having to move home, maybe having to leave home, sell a house. But I can't ignore this overall feeling of resistance to change here. Now, you, Taurus, being a fixed sign and Uranus being with you in your sign means that regardless of how much you resist, change seems to just simply happen. And the next several years, it will continue to happen. Uranus will continue to push you towards your true path and purpose. Now, with all this Capricorn energy we've been feeling through 2020, I think all of us have been kind of super focused on what is our purpose? What is the greater meaning of our life? What do we truly want? What do we truly desire? I think before 2020, we kind of just followed whatever life was handing us. I think we just accepted. I think there, in some ways, we ignored our heart's desire in order to just simply keep things afloat, right? And then 2020 comes and it's kind of this energy that changes everything, and therefore it changes who we are and it changes what we want, and we start looking at things a little bit differently. And when you are hosting Uranus in your sign, Taurus, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but Uranus's intentions are towards freedom. So if things are getting shook up in your life, finances, relationships, whatever the arena, it is for your greatest good. Because in those areas of your life where you often think, I wish there was something I could do. I wish there was something, I wish this was different, but it never will be. Well, all those subconscious thoughts of wishing for something to be different, and then Uranus comes along and kind of just makes it happen. Uranus has a funny way of taking those things that we manifested from long ago and saying, oh, here you go, it's ready. And you're like, I didn't even know I wanted that anymore. Okay, Uranus can be a little tricky like that. But Uranus will get you to move towards your more authentic self and your more authentic desires. Now, the reason why I say all of this to you is because underneath this Tower and this Explorer of Pentacles is a card number 10, Unfinished Symphony. So here's the thing. Here's what I feel is a resistance to the change, Taurus, is that you feel like there are things that are left undone. Things that are left unsaid. If you are in separation, or if you are planning to be separated from this person who seems to love and desire you very much, It is probably in regards to something being left undone in your past. Further clarified by the Romance Angels card, release your ex. Now, this doesn't mean necessarily that you're getting back in touch with your ex. It doesn't mean that there's any conversations, but it could be a lot of karma or unresolved, unhealed fears, carrying a lot of baggage from old relationships. Maybe there's a fear of making a commitment because you made a commitment in the past that didn't quite work out. Or maybe there's a fear of making a commitment because there's something in your past that still feels enticing, that you still feel drawn to. And probably Uranus will bring that up for review in order for you to close it out. Scorpio season is about purging. It's about cleaning out the closets. It's about getting to the bottom. You know, it's not just cleaning a room. Okay, it's cleaning out that junk drawer. It's going into the basement where you haven't been in 20 years and throwing out all the old things that you don't need. And it's really important for you to be able to look at this stuff and heal it. Now moving to the next block of cards, which seems to be kind of the current energy. Your person is in the Three of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. This is definitely an energy of wanting to build, an energy of wanting to lay down foundations. Three of Pentacles can be forgiveness, compassion, cooperation, reopening conversations and plans. This could talk about moving in together, putting finances together, making commitments, signing contracts, third house stuff. And the Ace of Cups is an offer of love, a new beginning. And with that is also compassion, love, healing. So this person clearly has good intentions. This person clearly loves you. And I think it's pretty clear that this person wants to create a life and a future with you. I think they're willing to cooperate. I think they're willing to wait. I think they're willing to stick around. I think they're willing to do the hard work. Oddly enough, just underneath that Three of Pentacles is the Four of Wands. And underneath the Ace of Cups is the Star card. I don't think that you necessarily don't want this, Taurus. I don't think that you're looking at this situation or this person and saying this just isn't where my happiness lies. I don't think it's a matter of not wanting it. Four of Wands is the idea of a commitment. It's celebration. It's foundations. It's the card of marriage or engagement. But the Star card next to it and the Star card underneath that Ace of Cups tells me that there is still healing that needs to be done in Taurus's world. There's still healing that needs to be done within your soul. And I don't know if maybe Taurus is torn between making a commitment, probably in order to not disappoint or fail anyone. And yet there's a resistance because you may feel as though this isn't exactly what you wanted, what you visioned. The Star card comes out to me sometimes. It's an Aquarius card. It could be where you're trying to force yourself into a certain role for somebody, yet deep down you know it's not meant for you, in a way. The Star card requires space. It requires freedom. It requires authenticity. It requires the ability to truly be yourself. And I'm just wondering if Taurus is worried that they will lose their ability to be authentic to themselves, to make their lives what they truly want it to be, if they participate in this union. And here's where things get really tricky, because underneath we get the guilt card. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Okay, so guilt with the release your ex card. I've just got to say that if you were involved in a toxic commitment before this, you've got to let go. You might be carrying or harboring a lot of guilt within you that you didn't even realize. Maybe you still feel bad that that past relationship didn't work out. Maybe you feel like you abandoned somebody. Maybe you feel like you disappointed somebody and let somebody down. And so somehow subconsciously this really wonderful thing creeps into your life, and all of a sudden you start to feel unworthy, undeserving of it. Start to feel like you don't want anybody else to count on you, because maybe you're not so good with commitments. Maybe you don't want anyone depending on you. Maybe that makes you uncomfortable because you feel that in some way, shape, or form in the past you failed. So it's important for me to tell you that there is no such thing as failure in this lifetime, Taurus. There is no doing it wrong, okay? It's just simply the experiences that you are meant to have in order for your soul to grow. There's no perfect, and the job is never done, and you're not screwing anything up. You're not ruining anybody else's life. And I don't think the universe wants you to kind of carry all that weight on your shoulders, like you are responsible for not just your happiness, but for the happiness and contentment of others. And it just simply isn't how it's meant to be. So if you are somewhere stuck in this cycle of guilt and a cycle of self-loathing, or making you feel as though you're not worthy of love, so you're just going to let it go, you may really want to look at that a little deeply. If you are walking away from something that seems beautiful, an opportunity for true love, you might want to explore the real reason why you're resisting it. You want to make sure it doesn't come from a place like this. Now, maybe some of you have recently gotten in touch with the ex. Guilt. Four of Wands can oftentimes symbolize a reunion of some sort, and Three of Pentacles can often represent a three-party situation. You're not the only sign I'm seeing this with, and I think the universe is kind of putting a lot of us in this position of kind of temptation, the forbidden fruit. And you might be feeling really bad about dipping your toe into that forbidden fruit. And finish symphony, guilt, release your ex. And with that, I say that some things have to be explored. Sometimes when you're on the brink of this kind of a change, this kind of a transition or a transformation in your life, the Tower card always brings transformation. And when you're there, it's important to take the time to really look at it. It's important to explore your feelings. It's important to know where you stand and how you feel and whether you're ready. And so you need to let go of that guilt regardless. You need to let go of any guilt that you have towards anyone now or in the past. Your job here is not to be a certain something for other people. And if things didn't work out in the past, it's healthy to explore it. It's healthy to investigate it. And it's healthy to listen to your heart. The next block of cards, the upcoming energy that I see here for your person is the Magician and the Sun card. Four of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, the underlying energy for the reading. So let's take a look at this a little bit closer. This person might be in, by the end of this situation, this Four of Cups. The Four of Cups energy, although I have to say they come off as they really love you. They come off like they really want this. They truly believe that you are the one for them. But the Four of Cups is a card of disappointment. It's a card of complacency. It's a card of feeling like you're being taken for granted. And I really don't like when I see this Four of Cups in a reading that also contains a Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles can sometimes represent giving to more than one person. And this person is definitely feeling disappointed. And underneath that card is a card of independence. It's a card of a single person, a card of a single woman. And this is kind of my pre-Empress card. So I really do feel like this person has their own inner strength. They have a lot of their own independence, and there's lack of codependency. I don't see codependency at all. But I really like this. Now this is Scorpio, Mercury. You know, I know it's Virgo and Gemini energy with the Magician. I know it's a card of Mercury. However, whenever I look at it, I see the energy of Scorpio, and you have Scorpio in your 7th house. So this person might really be exuding or demanding, or in some ways just creating their own happiness. They might be holding space for you. They might be saying, okay, when you're done, when you've got this stuff together, when you've got this stuff worked out with your ex, and when you're ready, feel free to come on in. But I feel as though they're holding space because they're not going to lower their standards. They're not going to be in a Three of Pentacles. Nobody's going to entertain you entertaining two different people. And I feel like this has a high set of standards. So when you are ready to behave the way you need to behave in order to be with this person, then there's a possibility of true happiness. But I feel as though this person is going to be happy regardless of what your move is, regardless of how this works out. And I like that. I feel like this person is very mature, very capable, and very focused. And I think there's also a little bit of an understanding with the Magician. I feel like there's a level of compassion, like they know that you've kind of got to go through this thing. You might be going through a little bit of a dark time, but that ultimately it's going to lead you to realize that they are your happiness. And I do pick up on that feeling. And just like I said, underneath that Magician, you have the Six of Pentacles, and next to that is the Fool card. Now, your underlying energies is the Eight of Cups and the Four of Cups. I like this. I like this a lot. Whatever journey you're on, Taurus, whatever you're going through, whatever it is that you're revisiting, it's definitely a spiritual path. You're definitely going through some kind of heavy spiritual lessons here. Uranus will definitely do that to you. A lot of times Uranus will just kind of clear up your desire for more. You know, if you're somebody who has kind of that I want more, I want more, I want more, I'm never satisfied, Four of Cups energy, which is coming out ironically for both of you. The idea of not being grateful for the things that you have means that you might have to lose some things in order to realize how grateful you truly are. Eight of Cups is having the wisdom to move on, to grow up, to ascend in your path, and to leave behind situations that aren't good for you. Four of Cups. Leave behind the situations in which you feel like people take you for granted, or you feel like you're forced to kind of be involved in, yet it doesn't leave you feeling truly fulfilled. You look at these Four of Cups, they're kind of like out stranded in the middle of nowhere all alone. It doesn't look very fulfilling. It doesn't look fun. They look stuck. And I think ultimately, some of you may choose to clear out the energy of your ex and move towards this relationship and towards this commitment. I also think some of you might find that your ex is the path to the ultimate happiness. You and only you can know the difference. You and only you will know. But the Six of Pentacles and the Fool card tells me, I just saw underneath this Four of Cups is a Two of Swords, and that is making a decision. I think you might be deciding between two people here. Six of Pentacles is first of all a need for balancing. A need to pay your debts, to rebalance the situation. So whoever if it's a current person or a different ex or whatever it is, there's probably lessons about reciprocity within it. Being able to invest as much as the other person can invest, giving as much as the other person gives, cooperating in the relationship, investing equal amounts of time, money, Six of Pentacles can also mean that you're giving to two different people. And with that, it gets real chaotic and it gets real messy. And when I see that with the Magician card, it tells me that if you're doing this underhandedly in any way, if you're talking to the ex but the new person doesn't know, they probably will find out. The Magician card, Scorpio energy, like no way. You're not going to get away with anything. And that sun could mean that this stuff gets illuminated. And that sun over the Fool means that there's a new path, a new beginning, a new trail kind of being blazed. It's kind of pushing you, whether you like it or not, whether you're ready or not, to decide what you truly want for your future, where your happiness lies, and it's kind of forcing you to take that leap of faith. So if you're dragging your feet or kind of in between worlds here, between going back together with an ex, or even if you're just resistant of making a commitment because relationships in your past were kind of messy, I really feel as though this energy is going to push you to make a final decision, to take a leap of faith. And whatever it is, it's towards your happiness. It's towards whatever is truly going to make you feel good in your life. And that is clear because of the card of the Giraffe Spirit, card number 29. Now that breaks down to an 11, which tells me it's divine timing. It's time for these things to happen. It's time for you to get yourself in a place where you can be happy. Whatever that is for you. And the Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. Now this one I want to read to you because it might trigger you in different ways. Giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When Giraffe Spirit appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view. Open your eyes and do what others need or are experiencing, and see the big picture you fit into. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, You don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and circumstances, so stretch yourself. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level and know that not everything is as obvious as you would like it to be. Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that might make all the difference. All right, new perspective and the Fool card. There will be a path, Taurus. There will be an answer. There will be a resolution. I think for some of you it's going to be different than others, but I can promise you it will reveal itself without doubt. You'll know what to do and you'll know how you feel. Okay? I'm going to leave that at that. I'm going to leave that there, Taurus. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. If anybody wants to take this any further, I'm always willing to talk and help. That's what I'm here for. This is my way of kind of giving back to the universe. And so I definitely do appreciate it. I'm so grateful for your likes and your views. All right, guys, I will be back in a couple of weeks with, oh my God, the December readings. We're already there. 2020 is almost over. Yay. All right. Have a great month, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.